Question 1. In what way does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? My promo package is made up of 3 different elements based around my band and artist, Spoils. I had to produce a music video, digipack, a website, all in order to promote Spoils as a 3-piece experimental trip-hop band which are based in Cheltenham. I previously knew the lead singer of the band, Tom Westcott, which gave me an advantage when asking him to feature as part of my media production. However, during the date to film, 2 out of the 3 band members couldn't make it down. This was an issue, yet easily fixed by featuring my friends to act as band members, making my band half manufactured. Artists within my genre are mostly signed to independent record labels such as Infectious Records or Domino Records, and occasionally subsidiary labels from the big 3 such as Left Field, who is signed to Sony Music. I base my products around the codes and conventions of the trip-hop genre. This made it very specific to a niche audience, therefore Spoils would be signed to a small independent label such as Fruit Cult to establish their own. To gain an understanding of both the genre and the niche audience, I researched other artists such as Left Field, Portishead, Kosheen and Tricky. This gave me a broader range to both older and current artists for my genre. I also decided to further my research on possible hybrid genres such as art rock, experimental rock and electro. This branched out my understanding of similar genres which are typically combined. To promote my trip-hop band, I fully deconstructed various videos, albums and websites to finalise the basic conventions that I had to follow. Typically, the art is presented as rebellious and almost sinister, or reckless. Big influences are from the youth culture and the art world within the representation and iconography of the artist. This allows them to be alternative, unique, and somewhat disturbing and negative. After researching these artists, I realised the impact of the art world which it had on the band's representation and their promo package. For example, Left Field's Aftershock video connoted a character being isolated and inhuman and alienated by society. This was cleverly portrayed through the figure walking endlessly around a hectic city environment, yet every impact he has with the real world, he slowly falls apart as if he is a simple breakable object. To create a dark and sinister realisation of the meaning behind the video, the use of a monochrome filter is used to dull the scene and give it an unnerving and serious edge. The trip-hop genre features the use of strong messages or meanings within the video itself through an artistic element which allows them to bring across a message with a serious tone. Normally, intertextuality is used to do this from the art world or photography, such as Stewart. This is done through a narrative or combination of narrative and performance to establish the authenticity of the band through Archer 2004. This is typically amplificative and occasionally disjunctive to promote the common theme of identity. There is a relationship between the lyrics and visuals, also intertextuality of the horror genre to give it a dark and sinister edge. The synergy with the promo package and the music video is not primarily a commodity, but a form of promotional one, said by Godwin 1992. Therefore, when I initially planned my music video, I needed to consider how to create synergy throughout the use of art, photography and horror for both my digipack website and video. For my music video, I wanted to follow these conventions rather than subvert them. I included both a narrative thread and performance to display both a serious and edgy meaning, as well as showing that my band can really kick it, said by Archer 2004. Left Field was one of my main influences to create an amplificative narrative thread, similarly based around the theme of identity. I decided to use intertextuality of the zombie subgenre, as my narrative consisted of an unknown figure walking endlessly around an abandoned post-apocalyptic environment. He seemed to be confused and lost as doesn't understand what has happened. A music video is a way to represent the band, allowing you to promote a specific iconography of the artist. In my case, the hipster and skater look, which consists of skinny jeans, checkered or indie pattern shirts, 5-panel or beanies, hats, skate shoes, which reference the youth culture throughout the extreme sport of skateboarding and fashion, similar to the Sonic Youth 100% video I previously deconstructed. When looking into the typical camera work and editing used, they connote a sense of horror or confusion and vulnerability. The main vocalist is seen in close-up shots, which follows Godwin's theory, yet my band is a three-piece and has two vocalists, which I have to display alongside a guitarist in long shots to prove Archer's authenticity through the performance element. Within the narrative, various long shots, canted angles, and extreme close-ups are used to promote the urban city environment as hectic and contrastingly abandoned. Elements of disorientation is added by the canted camera angle shots to further the disturbed nature of the narrative within the trip-hop genre. These techniques are followed by the editing, which reinforces the theme of horror and vulnerability. For example, long takes are used for suspense and edginess during the narrative thread of the post-apocalyptic to subvert Todorow's theory of an establishment of an equilibrium. Within my narrative, there is only a disequilibrium, which is the harsh reality of loneliness, confusion, and distortion. This is shown through time-lapse, and with the added slow-mo to distort the sense of time, alongside other unanswered questions for Enigma, such as where is everyone else, what will come next, what's happened before, and similar loose ends seen within the zombie subgenre, and followed by the theory of Barth's Enigma code. I then needed to have a strong artistic element within my video to display the impact that the art world has had upon my specific genre of music. To do this, I looked at Radiohead's 15 Steps video, which uses a chroma key to lift out specific colours. In this case, it was an orange ball of string. The remaining areas in the shots appeared black and white through the filter. This gave it both a serious edge. After I constructed Radiohead's video to explore the different editing effects of the monochrome filter and the manipulation of lighting to create harsh and contrasting shadows, this video also consists of the slow-mo to distort the time. I followed the typical conventions of the editing, which were based around the monochrome filter, to give my video a serious and gritty look, to reinforce the post-apocalyptic setting. I then also used the chroma key to lift certain colours out, to allow the figure's bright red shoes, the band's green guitar, to stand out during the performance and the narrative. To display a change from verse to chorus, I similarly used the theme of light versus dark, to create a tense and harsh atmosphere during the long shots and close-ups of my band. From my research, I decided to follow these conventions also with my digipack and website to connote the synergy between my three products. These are used to promote Spoil's new album Lost Tempo. Therefore, the same colour manipulation was used within my other products, which was dominantly red. This is seen to show the synergy between my products and create a sense of danger and possible threat to reinforce my band's rebellious iconography.